I've never done a video this informative with so much information that can benefit you if you listen to the information, but you also apply how the universe really works. And I'm going to show you everything step by step. All right. Right now, even today is October 2nd, 2018. It's about somewhere around 10 or so, 10 p.m. And on October 5th, 2018, Venus goes retrograde. Planet Venus goes retrograde around 1:32 p.m. or so. Right now, everything that's going on is about bringing soulmates to you, which can include twin souls. That would be a twin flame, or just your soulmate, or karmic relationships. People that you have some type of dealings to address, or people that you actually have things to do are coming into your life. And it could be male or female. It could be love, business partner, friends, enemies, some type of relative. So this is the time to be alert. Now, how do I know this? Just because I'm always working with astrology, and you best believe, because I wanted to know what was going on in my life, because I know what I'm experiencing. So I put hours and hours and hours into this to make sure I knew what I was talking about. In fact, my natal chart could not be understood until this person came, who is a person I have a karmic relationship with, and is probably even a soulmate of some type. And that's why it's important for any of you who want this in your life and who want to understand it to listen up. Because the universe can go out its way to try to bring you with this person or whoever it is, but it may be your own actions that messes it up. I know when I was looking at plentyoffish.com and websites like that, or whatever I was doing back then, you would see some of the most beautifulest females in the world, and you would say, how the heck is that person single? So I'm sure everybody has a story, and I'm sure everybody that says they're single probably has somebody in their life that they're doing something with. But this video will help those who listen get a better understanding. Now, all of this is on the natal chart. Like I said, you can use any other means. You might check your daily horoscope. You might find one that tells you or tries to prepare you. You might go to a psychic. They might be able to give you a little information. It's kind of like with a psychic. They may send you to, this is just an illustration. They may send you to a field and they tell you to dig, and you dig. And you might find some gold or some oil or something. But with your natal chart, it's showing you all the areas, all the locations in that area. That's the difference. A psychic is giving you pieces of information, and that's only if they're any good. But somebody else could just, whatever. Some psychics might get you in the right area, but don't really give you any pertinent information to close the deal. With a natal chart, if it's done correctly, you have all of that. So now the first house, where you see AC and EP, you already know. Ascending is like you're breaking into this world. It's almost like you're coming out of the 12th house, which is all about your past life and karma and debt, karmic debt and stuff like that. So you already know it's going to be some type of connection with a Gemini. Now, what I learned about these natal charts is that now my Gemini was a Kenyan, but yet her energy is still felt with any other female. Just like you'll see a lot of similarities. A lot of these people look alike. Some of these people had the same names of people you've been with. So that's why you really have to be paying attention. Even when you're getting animal messages, insect messages, strange stuff come out to your car, something's kind of strange by your car. All those are messages. Now, of course, you can't look up every message. You would never get nothing done. Like I said, but I literally sat here, and that's all I would do. I refused to do anything else until I had a better understanding on just what is going on for many different reasons. Because there are some people that are reporting, oh no, this is a bad time to deal with anything like that. And there's other people saying no, because it's dealing with karmic relationships and Venus is going retrograde, which deals with the past. This is the perfect time to start talking and trying to work things out with this person. So you got to know all these things. That's why you deal with people like me. You deal with experts. Just a fact. Or you can continue to play games and wonder why you can't get your life together in these areas. Now, give me one moment. So now, we go to the True North Node. Now let's make sure we fully understand what that means. That's going to be your Cancer sign at 6-9. But what you have to really know is go over South, opposite Cancer. That's your South Node. That is your past life and also karmic debt. And this is why you see the moon and you see Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So just looking at that, you can already kind of know that in a past life, that South Node, there was some type of control issues. Maybe this was the type of person who put career and reputation over family. And when you see that aura, see that both at 20 degrees, the True North Node is at 20 degrees, and Saturn retrograde at 20 degrees. So this was probably a person who could be very abusive, because Saturn retrograde is abusive. So that means this is stuff he's going to have to work on in this life. And if the other side was his past life to South Node, that pretty much means that's what he was putting his energies into. But now, with the True North Node in the second house, they're basically encouraging him to use his education, his money, his value system to be more family minded in that area. And when you say family, of course, it could be Imum Coeli. It could also be the person he's going to be in a relationship with. But now, why do you think the moon is over there with Capricorn in the 8th house? Because maybe in a past life, he might have actually been pushed to be career driven by his mother. So in this life, that's his True North Node. So he's kind of helping her as he accepts his true life purpose. Because they made sure they put him right in that 4th house, family house, mother house, Imum Coeli, and all that other stuff, ancestors. relatives, land and property, teenage to adult education. And even that's interesting. So if you really take time out, that's why I always say take notes, because a lot of this stuff is coming true and we think we are listening, but we're really not. And these things start to happen, and that's how you don't even realize how accurate these readings are. And again, especially when you're dealing with somebody who knows what they're doing, because that's going to make the big difference. Give me one moment. Again, they say the mockingbird's message is overcoming fear. So that's one thing they keep telling me. I keep getting that message. Because the mockingbirds really went out of their way to make themselves known. I heard them in the back of the house, side of the house, front of the house, and they're never that. Whatever the opposite of conspicuous is. I don't know if it's auspicious or not. Okay, so this guy's true life purpose, again, now listen, make sure you're listening. So his true life note is going to be centered around his mother and that home. So no matter what he tries to do, he's going to end up in that area. Despite people talking crap about him, whatever people say. Well, that's universe. That's what's going to happen. And if you listen to other people like Feral Allah, The God 720, RFG Chosen One, or anybody out here, or even other brother Dolo the Pilot, anybody out here doing these natal charts, they're going to tell you that. And a lot of times people fight like Jonah. They try to fight against God, and at some point they're going to have to bow down and do what that natal chart says. This is why you should have your natal chart done, and done by people like me that read it. And ain't nobody doing it like me, because we go deep with your past life, your soulmate, all that. That's why some people will get a reading, but it's still not correct. Kind of like buying bootleg. And if it was that easy, it wouldn't really matter, because who's going to know unless your stuff start falling apart? But who's going to know if that's a real one or a fake one? But when it's your life, that's how they know. Because you're going to realize what you should have been getting, you ain't going to get. And you order bootleg, and that's what you got. So that's what this person's going to be in this type of environment. All right. So yes, the fourth house can deal with your heart as well. And all these things will have a connection based on astrology. So whatever I said in that fourth house is still going to connect back to the mother, which would be the moon, Cancer, Imon Kwali. And she's also going to be in the eighth house as well, because there goes the moon. Now, let's take out these other houses first. Just get them out of the way, because there's not really too much going on there. 12th house. So you're going to have some type of karmic connection, some type of ending, some type of stuff that needs to be brought out with Taurus energy. So whatever that is. So if you saw your twin flame or twin soul or soulmate, you would get their natal chart with yours and find out where Taurus is on their chart and stuff like that. Because it's probably going to hold some clues to the 12th house here and why there's nothing there. 11th house, again, you see Jupiter with Aries. But see, that Aries takes you back to the first house. Aries rules the first house. So again, you still will be trying to work with friends, association, and groups, generating income. That's the 11th house. But you're also doing it with that Gemini, communications, publishing, and probably with some type of partner, because Gemini is the twins. So this could be two people working on the internet or on like TV or something like that. So that could still be another soulmate, a twin soul image. And then the 10th house, again, is career and reputation. So this 10th house is going to be working on the 8th house a little bit. And once again, you can see this person is going to be inspirational with Pisces, taking them back to the 12th house with Taurus. So they're showing you that money may be there. But if you notice, it's as long as they hook up with the other person. So if they're working with the other person and being inspirational and spiritual and communicating, then they'll probably be making a nice amount of money. Again, this is why you need the natal chart, because then you can see that. And even if you show it to the person. And remember, Pisces energy is the energy that came to the two twins called Twin Flame Era. Now they're out here on YouTube, or at least they were out here on YouTube. And at first, Pisces came to the male and told him that the female he worked with was his twin. And he finally got up the nerve to tell her. And she didn't want anything to do with her. But then Pisces began to come in her dreams. Because remember, Neptune and Pisces works on the dreams. And then that's when she decided to give it a chance. And so those two got together and began to make videos. And they're on YouTube as Twin Flame Era. And sometimes people will just say twin flames, but it may be a karmic relationship or a soul relationship. A lot of times you need natal charts for that as well. All right, so now we went second house, first house, 12th, 11th, 10th house. Ninth house again, see that ninth house showing you medium coeli, but again it's giving you the because the ninth house can be a teaching house as well, but it's giving you the connotation that you still need a second person. Because see that Aquarius energy takes you back to the 11th house where they gave you Aries energy, but Aries energy took you to the first house with Gemini, and Gemini is publishing and communication, but it's also the twins. And again, when you're dealing with Gemini and Aquarius energy, these are people who don't like to go deep and they really want their freedom. So that might have been the case here. It's kind of hard to tell, but it might have been, it just seems like one was being very controlling, possibly even to the point of being abusive, and the other one didn't want that type of intensity, not for stuff like that. So knowing these things, that means your true north node is you have to become more nurturing, more patient, and even sometimes more motherly in dealing with people or dealing with issues or reviving issues. Because as long as a person stays in their Capricorn, they are actually rebelling against why they're here. So we have to really be careful, because it's easy to stay in the Capricorn because you feel like things are getting done. And the other way, it just seems like things are not getting done, and you may open up the doors for somebody and they may hurt you. And you're saying to yourself, see, that's why I stopped caring. That's why I want to stay in my Capricorn. Because Capricorn can come off as being cold and calculating. But unfortunately, with this natal chart, you're not supposed to be nowhere near your south node. You're supposed to be in your north node, which is true north node in Cancer. And if a person runs away from that, they may find themselves repeating it again, depending on if the powers that be allow this world to continue. And that would be the 7th, the 9th house. Now the 8th house, well, we already did the 8th house. That's the old soul house. Whenever you see Capricorn with the moon, that's usually an old soul. Or if you see Capricorn in the 8th house, that's usually an old soul. Meaning they lived before, and they may even remember some of that past life, or they may have their own way of trying to do things. And it could be a clash of the heads if somebody was to say something to them. So you have to ask, is it even really worth it addressing the situation or whatever? If you know the person's going to respond a certain way. And that's the 8th house. 7th house, again, Sagittarius in the 7th house, is kind of implying somewhat of a little mature relationship, but it may still be long distance travel of foreigners or foreign family members. But the relationship may have a value behind it of, lasting longer because of the maturity of the Sagittarius. Now that was a relationship house. Now the 6th house again is all about service and healing. And Neptune will definitely try to start some type of deception. You have to be careful, because what happens in cases like that, a person might be in the habit of checking the postal mail for their paycheck, but then their routine gets blown by Neptune or somebody else wanting to be a part of everything, but it throws everything off. So that's what's going on in the 6th house over here with Scorpio. And it's telling people to, get healing, re-energize yourself. Now we're going to jump over to the 4th house with Virgo. So it's still about the home. So when you see a chart like this, go back to where that Scorpio is, the 6th house, and that's the vertex. So there's going to be healing in a person or event that's coming. Some type of soulmate or twin soul. Definitely going to have something to do with healing. with the 6th house energy, which is Virgo energy, the Virgo energy in the 4th house, Virgo energy, and even Scorpio is a healer. So that's why when you see that, you don't have to worry so much, because a person is not necessarily coming into your life to hurt you or take something from you, but they're coming because they are a healer, as they told you when you first asked them what did they want to do with their life, and they basically let you know immediately, nurse or some type of healer, which is in perfect harmony with the chart. But it's not just that, it's everything going on. Supernatural stuff from space. I had an older relative bring to my attention. Readers out here on YouTube are saying the chosen one, the chosen one. That's why I started saying it, because they were all saying it. But I mean, she's proven that hands down. Now, when you see Lilith, especially Lilith retrograde, you know it's some form of repression being dealt with. So again, some things you have to just wait until you see it. And some things, because you can't sit here and berate somebody on every little thing. And you have to have patience and things of that nature. And again, like I said, when you see Neptune and Scorpio, they can both be very idealistic. So you have to be careful of know how to just do you, sign off, and don't leave anything around that somebody can try to pull into some type of situation. Now, when you go to that 3rd house, early stages of love, with Venus at 1 degree, but you can tell this person is going to be very confident with the sun, giving them a lot of energy. And also they have the great gift of communications and even thought with Mercury. And again, this is the 3rd house ruled by Gemini. So once again, the implication again is if they're working together. So this person coming with what I'm calling is Gemini energy based on what I'm seeing. Could even be Virgo energy, Gemini, Virgo energy. But they have to really let these their bosses know. So that's a great 3rd house. Very creative. Leo energy is there. Sun sign Leo. Right now the true north node is in Leo. Great communication. Beginning of love at 1 degree. So they really can't fail, it looks like. Now it seems like something in the 3rd house with all that communication. See, that's what they're trying to show you. So you got to really pay attention. You see how Mercury is at 28 degrees? Now this is the 3rd house, which is communication. But they're showing you that Mercury is really at that critical 28, 29 degrees, because it's through Mercury and talking to each other that everything starts to mature. Because now in the 4th house, you already got Virgo there. But Uranus comes into the 4th house to shake it up. Because Uranus is going to go after preconceived ideas. Anything, any idea that's holding you back from growing with the spirit realm. Uranus is there to expose it and take it out. Because if not, you'll hide behind that. So Uranus is there to challenge any preconceived ideas. And remember, Uranus doesn't like Saturn. Pallas is just there to help you find patterns. And then Pluto. See, Pluto is going to force transformation. Because Pluto and Saturn love to cause Saturnation. And again, it's only after this purging, this Pluto purging, that now they continue looking for some type of love or something like that. And ironically, Juno is in that fourth house with Virgo. So it's only after that shakeup of Uranus and Pluto that this male is now ready to go into a serious relationship with Juno. And that's not a mistake. Now, the last time somebody asked about furthering their career as they are basically just starting. So again, you could look around and see, and you still want to meet with somebody to make sure you know how to protect yourself so that nobody's trying to steal your ideas and your music. All right. And also, so again, service, which can be ministry, whatever service is helping them or helping people find out about the God they serve, walking in the spirit. And that's how this video would end, because the person had ran out of ink. I'm comparing that to where these Mercury at 28 degrees, Juno at 29. So that's like at the very end. So the implication there is in the fourth house is that maybe too much focus is being focused on the healing. All right. So let's get up out of here. So that's the fourth house. Going into the fifth house, ruled by Leo, and the fourth house is ruled by Cancer. We already talked about Cancer from the second house. So again, if you notice this person or this energy is essential to the natal chart. But if you don't really know how to read natal charts, you won't see it. And I'm trying to tell you, the energy was always there because you're not confined to your body. Your body is kind of like helping you stay in the matrix, but you're actually like spirits don't need bodies, and that's why people say source, source, source. But if you understand what they're telling you, source is spirit, and the word source comes from the word soul, because the spirit has to create a soul and send it down so that the soul can go into the material world. So now the fifth house, especially with Mars there and coming off of Juno, this has the potential of being a very passionate house. And it's almost like they were saying, because Vesta is a priestess. So it could be a priestess house in the sense that it's spiritual, but it could also be a priestess house in that it's highly sexual, but it's like sexual spirituality. And it's going to be great intensity there. And you just have to watch the fifth house because it is about children. And then when you got Mars there, because you want to make sure there's no abuse. And that can be abuse to children or people that have childlike personalities. Because a lot of these people are indigo children, sensitive children, and things of that nature. And that is the fifth house. And so we already did the house. So that should conclude all our houses. So, like Terry Nassan, the astrologer, said, this so-called soulmate will come out of nowhere with Uranus energy. And then that's when everything will begin to change. As far as the way we serve people, we might actually work together. The conservative idea of a home will probably change with this person. And it's almost telling you, as long as you keep the relationship fun and like in the fifth house, you'll have a relationship. But if you try to go Capricornian, it's going to be a big turn off. And I just showed you that again. I told you I was summoned recently, and I was shown that again. God bless.